To another edition of Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live, sponsored by Liquid Creative. I'm your host, TJ Werre. We are not at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum tonight. We are at Hartfield Academy. The Hall of Fame had an event tonight, and Hartfield was generous enough to open up their doors and let us broadcast the show from here this evening. We got another great night of high school football for you. The region play is really starting to shake out. There's some big matchups coming up. We're going to get to those games in just a little bit, but first we're going to talk to Dr. Graham Calvert from Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center, a spine surgeon over there. Thanks for taking the time for us to come and chat. First, just tell me about yourself and what you do with Mississippi Sports Medicine.
Sure. I'm Graham Calvert, like you said. I'm at Mississippi Sports Medicine. I've been there now for 10 years. I do orthopedic spine surgery there. We really have kind of the full service. We consider ourselves subspecialized. We have guys who do only hand surgery. We have guys who do only knees and hips, guys like myself who do backs and necks, and guys who do shoulders, and guys who do total joint replacements. And so we really kind of this subspecialized sort of niche. If you come and you got a problem with a certain joint, you're going to see a doctor, and that's kind of all he does. Yeah. So we take a lot of pride in that.
Well, then, how about being here on Friday nights? Your team is able to be at a lot of different games in the Jackson Metro. How important is that to high school football players across the city?
So we have 17 surgeons now, and we have a physician at every game in the Jackson Metro area. And we've been doing that since the 1980s. You know, we've been covering these football games, and I guess there's a lot of things we could do on a Friday night, but we really enjoy being amongst these athletes. This is what we do. We consider it a service. It's giving back to the community, and also it's important. I mean, football's a rough sport. You know, I mean, it is a dangerous sport, and it really is a sport that necessitates having a doctor on the sideline. So we enjoy doing it.
Yeah, no doubt. And you were telling me before we started that you kind of got inspired to do what you're doing now, based on what a doctor did for you when you were playing high school football.
I played football in the late '90s at Jackson Prep, and fortunate enough to have Dr. Walter Shelton on the sidelines, and he was just a huge inspiration to me, still is a huge mentor to me. But you know, I'd be lying if I didn't say I saw him on the sidelines and thought to myself, you know, I want to do that when I grow up. I'd like to do that. So it kind of inspired me to get into orthopedics, just having a doctor on the sideline. So I try to give back and get to know these kids, and maybe you can inspire somebody else to be a future doctor. Somebody's got to take care of us when we get old.
Absolutely, no, it's very awesome and noble, and I love that. You know, I kind of knew what I wanted to do when I was growing up, and it's just kind of fun when you know.
That's right.
So now you're out here on the Friday nights. I mean, what is it like just being around the atmosphere and just being able to see these games?
You know, just the Friday night lights. You know, the smell of the field, the drum line. You know, it kind of gets you going again, and it takes you back. You know, it's to when I played, and I enjoy being here, and it's an exciting atmosphere. You know, I wouldn't be doing anything else on a Friday night than being with my guys and getting to know them and taking care of them. We really take a lot of pride in that. So you know, and it's nice having a physician on the sidelines just to do a diagnostic exam on an injury. A lot of these coaches want to know, is this something serious? Does this boy need to come out of the game, or can he go back and play? And so they really enjoy having us there, so we can see these kids, make a quick diagnosis, or say, hey, listen, I don't know, I need to see him in the office, we need to get more imaging. But they really enjoy having us there. I think it helps a lot of the teams, you know, to be more competitive, to have a doctor on the sideline and make those kind of decisions, whether a kid can go or not.
Well, super important, and thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
He's got a Prep hat on, and Prep's playing pretty well right now.
Go Prep. That's right.
Halftime lead over Hartfield. Yep. We'll have that game obviously coming up for you again. But Graham, thanks a lot for taking the time for us.
Yep, thank you for having me.
We're going to get the show started right after this.
When I was injured, I thought my season was over.
I was determined to get back in the game.
My Mississippi Sports Medicine surgeon drew up the perfect game plan.
My recovery, their game plan.
A game-winning combination.
20 physicians, 7 subspecialties, 1 focus. You, Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center.
Visit the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum, where legends come to live. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live. I'm your host, TJ Werre. Like we just mentioned before our interview with Dr. Graham Calvert, we are broadcasting from Hartfield Academy tonight, not the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum. They had an event tonight. Hartfield, kind enough to open up their doors to us for another week of high school football, and it's a big night once again. Those region standings really starting to shake out, and we could have some winners, at least a more clear path to see who's going to be taking those top two spots and getting those first home games in the first round of the playoffs. Let's take a look at the games that we're going to be following this evening. We're going to be following Brandon and Oak Grove, the number one team in the state. Brandon continuing to dominate league opponents. They have a 4-0 start in 6A Region 3, and they've won those 4 games by an average of 26 points per contest. Oak Grove is 3-1 in league play, however. They're right there, and these two teams have split the last 4 matchups. Germantown and Madison Central. Germantown making the 8.5-mile drive down I-55 to visit MC tonight. MC has won the first 3 all-time meetings by double digits and has won the last 2 by a combined score of 69-6. However, Germantown enters tonight with a 3-1 record in 6A Region 2, while MC is 2-2. Then we have Starkville and Oxford. Starkville at Oxford for the Little Egg Bowl. The series has been dominated by Starkville. The Yellow Jackets have won 7 of 8 against the Chargers, but lost last year 42-35. Now, this is a huge game for both teams. Starkville is 1-3 in 6A Region 2, while Oxford is 2-2. A loss by Starkville would most assuredly end their playoff chances. Oxford, meanwhile, is in a tie for 4th in the region standings with Madison Central. Ocean Springs is cruising in 6A Region play thus far. They're taking on St. Martin. They're 4-0 and are averaging nearly 42 points per game in league play. Meanwhile, their defense has 2 shutouts. History not on St. Martin's side tonight. The Yellow Jackets are 0-4 in the league, and they've lost their last 4 games to Ocean Springs. As a matter of fact, they haven't scored an offensive touchdown against them since 2018, and their only points against them in the last 3 years came on a safety in 2019. Then we got Gulfport and D'Iberville in 6A Region 4. Gulfport is 4-0 in league play. The Admirals are visiting D'Iberville. D'Iberville is struggling. The Warriors just 1-3 in the region, and Gulfport and Ocean Springs will play next week, most assuredly going to be deciding 6A Region 4. DeSoto Central and South Panola, second place in 6A Region 1 in a home game in the first round of the playoffs, could be on the line at South Panola tonight. South Panola hosting DC, and each team enters with a 3-1 league record. South Panola's lone loss came to undefeated region foe South Haven, while DC's loss came to Olive Branch. We have Jackson Prep and Hartfield in the MAIS. Hartfield and Jackson Prep at Hartfield. Prep is 8-1, Hartfield 7-1. Both teams are 2-1, and MAIS 6A1 District 1 play. And then Park Lane and Madison Ridgeland Academy, both chasing Madison Ridgeland Academy, are Jackson Prep and Hartfield. MRA is 3-0 in 6A District 1. The Patriots hosting Park Lane in the second to last game of the regular season. And that is a look at the games we're going to have tonight. So we mentioned Prep and Hartfield. Well, Prep was up 14-7 at halftime. It is now 21-7 at halftime, and that is where we are going to go first tonight. Hartfield with the ball with just over 10 minutes of play in the third quarter.
Well, it's not often we have designed quarterback runs in this offense, but Tripp takes advantage and makes the Patriots pay with a good, quick first down 9-yard run.
Just like a broken record, we're in a good spot here on schedule, and second down and short opens up the playbook for Coach Bowman and the offensive staff to put something together.
Maxwell to Jaslowski this time around. Jaslowski, oh, look at that. He hits the line and has to wait for the hole to actually open up. But then he plows ahead, gets across. A good play or good drive so far on the ground. As you see on the replay, Tripp runs into the back of number 66 Stump and then has to move around to get through. Good effort.
Let's give him credit. We'll say he's patient, waiting for the hole to open. Maybe he was too close to the offensive lineman, but he was patient for that hole and hit it hard when it was open.
It's great recovery. I mean, he gets there. The lineman's kind of right there, and just to be able to quickly dodge around. Great move by Reed Jaslowski. Play action play. Maxwell across the middle, just overshoots Blake Condon. And that will fall incomplete.
It looks like that was just overshot. I don't know if Blake cut off his route a little bit, but overshot just a little bit there, a little behind him. That's all right. 2nd and 10 here for the Hawks as we're continuing to move down the field.
See if we have Jim DeLauder. He was checking his microphone earlier, but Well, we'll wait till right after this play to get down to you, Jim, as it's another handoff to Reed. He's met behind the line of scrimmage. I think he gets just short of the line, bring up a third and a little bit long. But, Jim, it looks like.
All right, we're going to go to Park Lane and Madison Ridgeland Academy. Park Lane Drive, and that pass broken up. It looks like we might have an injured player on the play for MRA. MRA up 28-7. MRA has won 4 straight in this series by an average of 33.25 points per game, but it looks like we got an injury, so let's go back to Hartfield and Jackson Prep. Hartfield still with the ball. It's 3rd and 10.
That is number 30, Katie Ketchings, who's been put in as that sniffer. As this quick pass out to Gage Sorey goes for good yardage. He's going to be close to the first down. We'll see where exactly the mark. Oh, they're going ahead and moving the chains. So never mind. From my angle, it looked close, but the officials were like, nope, let's keep it going.
Gage puts his head down, and he just rides that defender down an extra 3 yards after he hits him. That's a great job by Gage.
Gage Sorey loves contact, whether it's on defense, whether it's on offense. He doesn't care. He's going to hit somebody. But, yeah, Jim, that was a great point that you just made about the sniffer in there. Katie Ketchings, number 30, is a freshman. That you couldn't tell it, by the way, that he just looks the part. He looks the same size as all of his upperclassmen that he's up there suited up alongside. Reed Jaslowski, Ducks.
All right, now we're going to go check in on South Panola and DeSoto Central for the first time tonight. South Panola up 21-0 at DC, and they are driving, and DC finally gets the South Panola runner down. South Panola won last year's game against DeSoto Central 35-6, and they are well in command in this one. So we're going to go back to Prep and Hartfield now, as Hartfield is at the Prep 26-yard line. Dropping back to pass, and that one is incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. Might get a hold, maybe a little pass interference. Let's go back to South Panola and DeSoto Central now. We'll probably be bouncing back and forth between these two games for a little bit. And that is a touchdown for the Tigers. South Panola is now going to go up 27-0 on DeSoto Central. A great game so far for the visiting Tigers. Remember, both teams 3-1 in 6A Region 1. South Panola PAT away from making it 28-0. Meanwhile, back at Jackson Prep and Hartfield, the officials still seem to be discussing what the flag situation was. And here comes the call. All right, so it was a penalty against Prep. So while they sort that out, we're going to go to MRA and Park Lane. Park Lane now inside the MRA 10-yard line. It is 28-7 MRA. Like I just mentioned, MRA has won 4 in a row over Park Lane. Let's see if Park Lane can get a little closer in this one.
He takes a snap. He's looking left. He throws a slant. And it was a well-thrown ball, but the receiver was unable to make the grab. The receiver had inside position on Breck McCaleb. It went right through his hands. It wasn't going to be the easiest catch in the world, but it was a well-thrown ball where only the receiver could get to it, and he just didn't make the grab.
Yeah, you said it just right. I mean, well-thrown. Defensive player can make the play. Offensive player can make the play. It's just who's going to make it. Went right through his hands, and here we go for 3rd down.
3rd and 5. Jefferson has an H-back and a running back to the left. He has twins way out there wide to the left. He's running it to the left, and he's wrapped up by Brady Biggers and Bennett Cloud, but he still gets to the first down sticks. So there's maybe a first down, or maybe it's 4th and very short. They've marked him off at 4th. They've marked him at 4th and short. 4th and 1 with 139, 138, 137 to play in the half. MRA has a 28-7 lead. Park Lane looking to put in a touchdown just before the half here at Bank Plus Stadium on the campus of Madison Ridgeland Academy. I am Ross Haley. We're in the Acura of Jackson press box. Twins way out wide to the right this time. The ball's on the left hash. Jefferson takes a snap. He's running it right. He's gotten the first down yardage, it would appear.
Saying the fumble, it looks. No, what are they saying down there?
The referee here on our sideline has marked him down right at the 1-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a first down. If that's the spot they go with, then that will be it. But Jefferson is down on the turf. He's taking his helmet off. The ruling is a first down, but.
All right, let's go back to Prep now, as there's an injured player in MRA and Park Lane. Hartfield inside the 10 on Prep. It is 2nd and goal from the 7, bringing out some different players to see if they can get within make this a 1-score game.
He is subbed out. You might see a familiar number, but not one that we see much on offense. Number 5, this is something that the Hawks were practicing this week. A little bit of specialty formations for these red zone opportunities. Chris Jones has checked into the ball game. He's got KD Catchings. He's got Reed Jaslowski, and he's waiting for the play call right now. So, yeah, it looked like Luke Harrigill for the Patriots was told to leave the ball game. That's a big one. He's their nose tackle in that 3-4. That's a crucial position in that defense.
And also their kicker. So that's a tough one. This makes this even more important at this point for the Hawks to punch this in. Looks like the ball's going to be on the 6-yard line, 1st and goal for the Hawks. And like you said, this will be interesting to see the plays here. There's some different numbers playing offense right now, which is a little fun.
It is. We're waiting on the officials. I'm not entirely sure. They're still discussing. They're still talking through a few things. Okay, there goes the clock.
Pulling it back into play, and the game clock is, the play clock is rewinding.
All right, so you'll see right here that Jaslowski is now technically in as quarterback. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to sweep to the right side, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Reed Jaslowski.
All right, so Hartfield gets on the board there. Here's Oak Grove and Brandon, the top-ranked Bulldogs, in a dogfight. They're in trouble right now. Oak Grove always plays them tough. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, they split the last 4 meetings. And Oak Grove right now up 15-6 on the top-ranked Bulldogs. Here's a look at the last 4 games between these two teams. Brandon won last year 24-17. Oak Grove won in 2020 by the count of 24-22. Then they won again in 19, 36-28. Then in 2018, it was a 24-0 win by Brandon. So the last 3 have all been one-possession ball games. Now Oak Grove getting set for a field goal by Jacob Steve. No, that's the wrong kicker. This is Luke Stewart. He's 8 of 9 going into tonight with a long of 51, so he's got the leg. Does he knock this one through? You bet. Humongous field goal for Oak Grove to make it an 18-6 ball game. So that is a humongous play for Oak Grove. And we're going to take a quick break because it looks like everybody is kind of in a timeout situation right now. So let's go to commercial. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live. I'm your host, TJ Werre. We got one more sponsor we'd like to thank. That would be the Rogue in Jackson. The Rogue is the official men's store of Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live, located at 4450 I-55 North Frontage Road in Jackson. The Rogue is your go-to destination for fine men's clothing. They also have a wide variety of college apparel for Ole Miss, State, Southern Miss, LSU, and Alabama fans. And we got some big games this weekend, so make sure you stop by the Rogue tomorrow to get your gear. Visit the Rogue in Jackson. So, Park Lane was able to get a score against MRA, so it's 28-14 MRA over Park Lane. We just saw that Hartfield touchdown against Jackson Prep. It's now 21-13. Hartfield missed the PAT. Let's go back out to Brandon and Oak Grove. Remember, we just saw Oak Grove get a good field goal to make it 18-6. So the Bulldogs with the football, 3rd and 5, early in the third quarter.
Front. Just doing a good job of slowing down the run game.
Barnes drops, throws, stop route. Lester Miller, and he's going to pull forward down to the 43-yard line of Oak Grove. First down, Bulldogs, a pickup of 17.
Miller slow to get up. Boy, I tell you what, it's been a Halloween night for the Bulldog football team. Hopefully, well, Lester looks hobbled, and tell you what, he looks injured.
Barnes going to hand off to Blunt, and Blunt's going to be dropped for a loss on the play. Let's go down to Chris. Chris, what happened to Lester there?
Just the way he came down on his shoulder. He's just trying to work it out right now. I think he's going to be okay. Just trying to work it out right now. Over here with the team trainer, just trying to work it out, but doesn't look too serious.
That's Purvey put it best. It's been a Halloween night for the Bulldogs. Yellow pumpkin type night. Blunt, far side, runs over an Oak Grove Warrior and out of bounds. A pickup of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Now on the Oak Grove side of the football field, got to make something happen.
Likely 4-down territory as we've got an Oak Grove Warrior down. 9:06 to go, third quarter action. Oak Grove on top, 18-6.
All right, so we're going to take an injury timeout at Oak Grove and Brandon. Let's go back to MRA and Park Lane. MRA with the ball now after that Park Lane touchdown, up 28-14. And this is in the second quarter.
Grab, and the Patriots take their final timeout of the half with 15 seconds remaining. We'll take it with them. This will be a 30-second break. You're listening to MRA Football on the Zone 105.9.
All right, so quick timeout at MRA and Park Lane. 15 seconds left in the first half. That game's going a little longer, so we're back at Prep and Hartfield. Prep with the ball up 21-13.
Up a 3rd and about 5 to go. But the name of the game is keeping your composure.
Keeping because he got hit pretty hard there. I couldn't tell who that was. Number 3, that's KD Catchings right there with a really good hit on the quarterback. But Thompson does a great job just turning his back and continuing to move forward.
Thompson's not the guy you would have thought, coming into this game.
Brandon is in the hurry up, just got a big pass downfield. Looks like they're at the Oak Grove 13, down 18-6.
But Brandon's got first down about the 12-yard line.
Blunt, stretch play, looking for a seam. Not anything there. Thigpen with a catch, went for 25. He's got 2 catches for 46 yards.
And Oak Grove, I got to tell you, Oak Grove is defending this running game with Nate Blunt well. Just string him along, and not allow him to seem to kind of step into in a lane and run through.
Barnes, tunnel screen, caught Lester Miller. Lester Miller's going to power forward down inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Ooh, what a play call. That was a lot of traffic to make that screen pass and a run.
Seeing Lester Miller and Thigpen getting the action here. 3rd down and let's call it 5 at the 7 from the far hash, and we got a false start on the far.
Real quick. All right, to MRA and Park Lane, as there's a penalty there again for Brandon. They just got called for a false start. 9 seconds and counting at MRA. There's a pass complete. Get out of bounds. Clock's going to stop with 6 seconds to go in the second quarter. So MRA has a chance to take a shot at the end zone before they think about what they're going to do, maybe kick a field goal or take another shot up 28-14.
Here with 6 seconds left, Patriots have a 28-14 lead, looking to add to it. 6 seconds on the clock.
Oh, yeah, real quick. Here's Brandon. That play stuffed. All right, go back to MRA and Park Lane. Let's see if we can get it in there. Yeah, we do. All right. So Brandon just needs to slow down just a little bit for us. That'd be nice. Here comes MRA's play. 6 seconds left. Pass into the end zone. That one is incomplete. 2 seconds left. Now what are they going to do? Let's go back to Brandon and Oak Grove real quick. Brandon about to run their play. It's 4th and 5. This is humongous for both teams here. Is that caught? That is an incredible one-hand touchdown catch and a humongous moment for the Bulldogs. So there's a late touchdown, or a touchdown for Brandon. It's now 18-12. They needed that. Wow, Oak Grove looking like they might get a stop, and they don't. So Brandon within 6, pending a PAT. Let's go to MRA and Park Lane. MRA lining up for a field goal, and that one's almost blocked, and it is good. So it'll be 31-14 MRA at halftime. Let's go and check on Brandon and Oak Grove real quick. Yeah, it's just going to be an extra point. That one is up and good as well. So it is 18-13. Next stop, we're going to go back to Jackson Prep and Hartfield. Jackson Prep up 21-13. Looks like Hartfield was able to get a stop. Now Hartfield has the ball. You're watching a replay of the play if the replay thing in the top left-hand corner doesn't give it away. So Hartfield has the ball down 21-13.
See what Coach Bowman and the coaches can see here, what they've been seeing as we've been consistent, running, passing, trying to keep everybody honest out there.
Catchings comes out of the game. Cam Viverette comes back in. Play clock is winding down. It's down to 5 seconds as Maxwell gets everyone set. Calmly looks over to the right side. He's got a wide open Gage Sorey who gets it across the 35 to the 20. Still staying on his feet. He's able to get down to almost the 15-yard line. What a great play by the dynamic Gage Sorey. What a year he's having, huh?
Yeah, huh? Sorey got behind number 1 for the Patriots. I saw number 1 for the Patriots a minute ago on that run of Reed's. He got dinged pretty good. And is moving a little slow, and we took advantage of it there.
Number 1 is Sam Lotz, who's an outside linebacker, so it's a similar situation. Anytime that we can get, we've talked before about some of the Patriots wide receivers getting matched up on our linebackers. Anytime we can get matched up on one of their linebackers, it tends to be a pretty good thing as well.
Jaslowski there for a short run on first down. Looks like he may have made it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe just short of the line of scrimmage. So second down and 10 for the Hawks on about the 21-yard line.
You got to think with the way that Jaslowski has been shredding the Patriots defense here in this third quarter, they would want to really focus in on him as much as they possibly can. Maxwell gets the snap, looks over to the right side. It's over to Gage Sorey again, who fights off a Patriot defender. We'll see exactly where he is marked down.
It's tough from our vantage points to see, but again, Gage doesn't like to get tackled or go down.
Looks like they'll mark him at about the 13.
Short gain there, third down and 6 or 7 for the Hawks.
So the Hawks will look for just the right play call to come in. KD Catchings, number 30, is still in as that extra, that sniffer. Jaslowski next to Maxwell, Condon, and West on the left side. Sorey on the right. It's a handoff to Jaslowski. Ooh, and he is tripped up. What a great play there made by Duncan Matthews of the Patriots, getting Reed Jaslowski right past the line of scrimmage.
Duncan Matthews cut in there, did a good job from that linebacker position. Duncan, a very good baseball player, saw that he is signed to go play at South Alabama and came back to play football this year, his senior year, and has been a big addition to that Patriot defense.
So Connor Mullins is going to step out here for the field goal attempt. Gage Sorey will be your holder. Kick goes up from about the
All right, so that kick no good for Hartfield. That is a disappointing end to a good drive for the Hawks. We're back at Brandon in Oak Grove now. Oak Grove up 18-13. Big 3rd and 5 coming for the Warriors, trying to nurse that 5-point lead after that Brandon touchdown.
Caught, first down Oak Grove, pass complete, a 5-yard button hook to TJ Werre.
Yeah, Burkett, that time they got what they wanted. McKay was in coverage, only about a 5-yard pass route, but all they needed to get the first down.
9th first down of the night for Oak Grove. 9 first downs for Oak Grove, 6 for Brandon tonight. Bunch set each side of the formation, tight set. Maddox going to hand the football off, and a pickup of about 7 for Champaign. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Champaign was able to get by Bell and Norwood. Both of those guys got into the wrong gap, and the ball went just outside of them. Big run.
Ball sits right across the 40 at the 41-yard line. Far side set on the ball. 2 receivers to the boundary, 2 to the far side. Man in motion all the way across the formation. Going to hand the football. Nope, quarterback keeper himself. Maddox going to call his own number, and he gets buried out of bounds. And luckily did not get a flag on the play. Let's go down to Chris. Chris, that was pretty close.
No, actually, Jake, I know. I was standing about 5 yards from him. He hit him about a yard and a half inbounds and just followed through. So referee's right there, and nothing thrown that I see. Yeah, nothing thrown. That's a good play.
That's why we throw Chris right in the fire, Purdy, so
you
he can see every
right. You get a little bit closer next time there, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, 5 yards is too far. You go ahead and get about 2.5.
All right, let's check in on Madison Central and Germantown for the first time tonight. The clock not working on their scoreboard right now. It is the third quarter. Not sure where it is, but Germantown's got a 3rd and 7 against Madison Central. Like we mentioned earlier, things have not gone well for Germantown in their short series history against the Jaguars. They lost last year 31-0, the year before that 38-6, and then 2019 36-23. The Mavericks, however, have won 3 games so far in region play. That is their best start in region play since they moved up to 6A back in 2019. But they're running into a Jaguars team that has had a couple of tough losses lately, and you had to figure they were going to turn around eventually, and it looks like tonight is that night. They lost 38-31 to Clinton, then they lost 34-0 last week at Tupelo. But Germantown going to have to punt this one away, and the Jaguars have a firm grip on this ball game. We'll hang out here for just a little bit.
Giving twin safeties for Madison Central.
Jackson Hood will do a soccer-style kick to the right side, or a rugby-style kick, rather. Ball's going to be muffed at the 38-yard line, touched by Madison Central. It looks like Germantown has the ball, and another turnover for the Jags on special teams.
But
they're still trying to decide who has the ball, but I did see an official point towards Germantown.
Yeah, but somebody ran into Pullen, so he was coming up to get the ball, but no flags on the play. Officials are discussing that right now to see if who actually does have the ball, but they are going to give it to Germantown. But Pullen actually ran into a Germantown defensive player trying to catch that ball. But anyway, 1st and 10 from the 38.
28-0 your score. Madison Central on top of Germantown. Somewhere around 8 minutes or so to go here in the Mosquito Ball's third quarter of a clock malfunction. McCluskey's going to hand off to Gainwell down to the 41-yard line. Gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. Clock is being held down on the field. The Jags in control of this game, 28-0. Had forced the Germantown Mavericks into a punting situation, and a muff punt yields the Mavericks the ball. McCluskey drops back under pressure. He's going to be chased and just gets rid of the ball.
Absolutely no one open downfield. No place for McCluskey to go with that ball.
He was under pressure by number 35, Jamison Mosley.
So Germantown from the 36 will face a 3rd down at about 8.
All right, let's go check back in on the top-ranked Brandon Bulldogs visiting Oak Grove. It's 18-13 in the third quarter. Brandon has the ball back after forcing a punt.
Train starts to roll here in the second half.
And he's feeling it. Good blocking by the offensive line. Give Nate some room to run.
2nd down and 5, right back at it at the 46-yard line. Barnes drops to throw. Going to go up top, fade route. Looking Lester Miller. They're all over him. Where is the flag on that? Let's go down to Chris. It looked like a little jockeying there.
Yeah, a little hold too, a little push off. I think a little bit out of bounds. Probably going to be called uncatchable. I don't know if he can make a play on that, but the referee had no intention on grabbing to his pocket for that flag. But, you said it just a second ago, eventually going to take that shot, though. But hats off to number 11 for Oak Grove. I mean, the coverage has been there on Lester Miller all game.
It's P.J. Woodland, the very talented defensive back. Purvey, did you say he was in the Mississippi-Alabama game?
Mississippi-Alabama game, and I believe a Mississippi State commit.
Barnes gives off to Blunt, far side, and he's going to run through a tackle and right at the stick. Should be a 1st down.
Good job again. Nate running hard now, running on the inside, now getting a little bit of space to run on the outside. He's going to come out. I believe Quincy Phillips is going to check in the ball game at the running back position.
19 carries so far tonight for Nate Blunt. He had 58 yards at the half. We'll get that tally here in just a bit. 1st down and 10. Quincy Phillips, and there goes Quincy. Quincy's going to pick up a good 6 right there. Bulldogs now with 8 first downs on the night. Clock's at 2:47 to go in the third quarter. 18-13 Oak Grove.
Jake, the Bulldogs got to hold on their blocks a little bit longer. Quincy did a good job running to the left side there. Tell you what, if DeCoria could have held that block a little bit longer.
Phillips again, and not much there.
All right, let's go to Gulfport and D'Iberville for the first time tonight. Gulfport 4-0 in 6A Region 4. D'Iberville has a 4th and 1, and now they are going to take a timeout. We'll go back to that game. Let's go back to Brandon and Oak Grove. Brandon still driving.
Going to be Blunt, and Blunt's going to have the first down and more as he carries an Oak Grove Warrior 2 with him down to the 34-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup for Nate Blunt.
Yeah, an Oak Grove defender on the turf after the play.
You know, Nate Blunt.
Quick. All right, really quick at Prep and Hartfield. Hartfield deep in their own territory, and then a fumbled snap, and Prep recovers it, what it looks like, at the 2-yard line of Hartfield. That is a crushing turnover for the Hawks. So Prep will come back out on the field in just a minute. 9:35 to go in the 4th quarter in that game. Let's go back to Brandon and Oak Grove. Brandon's still driving at the Oak Grove 34-yard line, down 18-13.
And not in a big hurry, but if we can just wear them down at the line of scrimmage offensively, it's going to free up the pass a little bit, but just keep hitting them left and right with Nate Blunt.
First down and 10 at the 34-yard line. Again, Nate Blunt left side, and Blunt got a power.
All right, Prep's offense on the field, handoff, and the Hartfield defense comes up with a goal line stop, so it'll be 2nd and goal for Jackson Prep. Let's switch back now to Brandon Oak Grove. We'll kind of bounce in between until we see something that if Prep gets into the end zone or not. We'll let Brandon run this play now. It's first and 8. First down run. Might have picked up another first down. Back to Prep and Hartfield. Here's a QB sneak. Hartfield defense trying to keep him out of the end zone. And it looks like they succeeded, and now there are flags flying from everywhere. Let's go back to Brandon and Oak Grove while they get that sorted out. Brandon going with the run game. They have committed to it on this drive. That's another running play. That was on 3rd and 2. You see the chains moving. That's another first down for the Brandon Bulldogs, and they are going fast. And this was a key on their touchdown drive earlier. They didn't spend much time huddling up. They weren't letting the Oak Grove defense make any substitutions, trying to wear them out a little bit. It seems to be working because they are winning the battle at the line of scrimmage right now, just running it right at them. And now Oak Grove has a player down. I'm sure this is going to bring a timeout, and it will. And you can see the Brandon team is pumping up their fans on the sidelines as they're going to have to take a quick timeout. Looks like they got a 2nd and 1 with 45 seconds left. Hey, that 4th and 1 in Gulfport and D'Iberville, let's go for it. And D'Iberville did go for it. And let's see where that spot is. Oh, they did. Okay, so I guess they did get it. So that was 3rd down as they're moving the chains, or they're moving the down marker up there. So it's 3rd down. So D'Iberville did get that first down. D'Iberville not having a very good year, but they are hanging tight with Gulfport, who is 4-0 in the league. We'll talk more about that game. Let's go back to Brandon and Oak Grove. They're back on the field. Brandon running another play. It's another run, just wearing them down. Look at the legs churning on that run for the Bulldogs. That's another. It's going to bring up a 1st and goal. They're going to keep going, so we're going to just hang out right here. Seconds and counting for Brandon and Oak Grove. Whoa, that clock is really going fast. Doing some adjusting on the fly there with the broadcast, and there's another touchdown. Well, they can't keep up. Brandon takes the lead, 19-18. 2 impressive drives for Brandon. Let's go to Prep and Hartfield. So Brandon has the lead. Prep, remember, got that fumble recovery. They were sorting out some penalties. It's 1st and goal from the 2.
From the 1, 1st and goal, that is, from the 1. Thompson to Gideon into the end zone. Jackson Prep, touchdown once again.
Yeah, that Prep had the first down there on about the 1-yard line and were able to punch it in there. They were able to open up that hole. Looks like London Simmons might have gotten fallen on, might have stepped on her.
I think so, yeah.
Showing a little. Looks like he stepped on a hand or a leg, but that's going to happen with all that traffic down there.
So just like that, it goes.
All right, so Prep, 2-score lead now. It's 27-13. Here's Gulfport and D'Iberville. Like I was just mentioning, D'Iberville just 2-6 this year, 1-3 in the region as they try and get that screen pass to work. This has not been their year. They split the last 4 meetings, though, with Gulfport. Matter of fact, they won the last 2 meetings that they've had, 41-28 last year, 22-13 in 2020. But again, this is the first year for head coach Josh Gardner, replacing Larry Dolan. He went 29-6 in 3 seasons with the Warriors. Gulfport trying to keep pace with Ocean Springs, who we're going to get to in just a little bit, who is also undefeated in region play. They're 7-1 on the season. Let's see if they can get a stop here on D'Iberville. It's 4th and 8.
Peterson going to hand back. Nice play in the backfield there by Lewis. He's going to get now.
Big orange helmets.
Going to come in there. Now there's Jeremiah. Where you been, big fella?
Big blow there by Jeremiah.
Yeah.
David Lewis was on the initial hit.
Javier Lopez helping clean it up. So big play there for the Admirals, going to turn it over, and that's what you want to happen. And really, it's what should be happening here, as Landon Adams tried to get away from him, just couldn't. He had people all over him. There's no way.
So Admiral offense going to try it again.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Got a score update. South Panola has a 35-0 lead on DeSoto Central. So looks like South Panola is going to cruise on to a victory here on this Friday night. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
When I was injured, I thought my season was over.
I was determined to get back in the game.
My Mississippi sports medicine surgeon drew up the perfect game plan.
My recovery, their game plan.
A game-winning combination. 20 physicians, 7 subspecialties, 1 focus. You, Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center.
Visit the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum, where legends come to live. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
All right, welcome back to Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live, sponsored by Liquid Creative. Liquid Creative offers clients a full team of professionals and services, graphic design, copywriting, social media, website programming, media placement, and more. Liquid listens to clients and delivers consistent successes. Liquid-creative.com. Liquid-creative.com. Let's get back to the games now. We're going to go back to Prep and Hartfield. Remember, Prep just scored a touchdown to make it 27-13. Hartfield, however, just getting a good play there. They're down inside Prep territory. Looks like the 34-ish yard line. Let's go there. It's 28-13.
For the Hawks.
So you see right there why KD Catchings is playing that sniffer position here tonight, what he brings to the offense when he's in there to block. Maxwell looking to the right. He slings it out to his man. That looks like that's Blake Condon. He did have him. Condon had a step, and he just overthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, Blake had a step on him. He saw it.
There's another flag down.
Another conversation.
We'll see what the officials have to say here. There's a couple Patriots trying to kind of hear what's being called. Our own Jordan Irves was lingering nearby as well. It looks like it's another
unsportsmanlike conduct penalty here. I'm not sure what happened here on who it was on.
It's unfortunate. That's not what you want to see, especially this late in the ball game and in this heated of a contest. You don't want your guys to be losing their cool.
Trying to see if the official's going to show.
All right, we're checking on Ocean Springs and St. Martin for the first time tonight. Ocean Springs has the ball up 30-16 at St. Martin. Ocean Springs undefeated on the year, taking on a St. Martin team that is 0-4 in 6A Region 4. And the previous games for Ocean Springs against St. Martin have been very favorable for Ocean Springs. 48-0 last year, 40-0 the year before, and then 26-2 in 2019. However, St. Martin been able to put up some points tonight, down 30-16. The Greyhounds of Ocean Springs, coached by Blaine Pennock. He's in his 3rd season. He was a former offensive coordinator for Judd Boswell at Clinton High when they had Cam Akers and won a state championship in 2016. They went 11-1 last year, 7-0 in the region, before losing to Oak Grove in the second round. But again, got another squad there that looks like they can make a deep run. Let's listen live now in the third quarter at St. Martin.
Citizens Bank first down, picked up by penalty. Bray looking left, fires over there. Christian White catches it in stride. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Greyhounds. That is what they've been looking for the last 2 hours, Sam.
Yeah, Shep, we talked about it. He's been wide open tonight. It's just been a little off, but he used strong hands there and caught that ball and took it into the end zone.
Boy, that is a very...
All right, so now we're going to go back to Brandon and Oak Grove as Ocean Springs gets yet another touchdown in that game to make it 36-16. Here's Oak Grove, though, deep in Brandon territory, down by 2.
Ray looking for a seam, and he is going to pick up a good 4, make that 6 on the play as Oak Grove moves inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. So they're inside that Brandon red zone here. Bulldogs need to make a stop here. Of course, Oak Grove with 3 field goals tonight. They're well inside the range of very talented kicker Luke Stewart.
Ball sits on a 22. Previous down brought Lester Miller in as a 5th defensive back. Gage Yates checks back in the ball game, outside linebacker.
Maddox, Champagne on the carry, right side. He's going to rip through a tackle and have the first down to the 12-yard line. So it'll be first down, Oak Grove.
Yeah, we've got to prevent those yards after contact. Callender had a chance to tackle him at the line of scrimmage. Gray heads up, shakes it off for a couple yards.
Personnel changes as Champagne checks out. J.Q. Gray in the backfield with Maddox. Oak Grove moving left to right if you're on the radio. Brandon right to left. They could still get a first down at the 2-yard line. Maddox hands off to Gray, and Gray is going to be wrapped up and goes nowhere. Maybe a yard on the play. It'll be second down.
Good read and react by Norwood. Had him before about a 2 or 3 yard loss, couldn't hold on. Gray again helps with the field, and we've got to pay attention to the clock here. 9:05, 9:04, clock rolling just outside of 9 minutes.
Second down. They're actually going to call it in 10. It didn't get a yard, so they put it ball back 10 to go for a first down to the 2. Tight set on the near side, ball near side as well. Maddox with Champagne in the backfield. Champagne off the right side. Champagne walks in, touchdown Oak Grove. 12-yard run for Champagne, and Oak Grove regains the lead.
Yeah, and McKay mad at himself, and he should be. That time he got up the field and just took a bad angle, really ran out of the play, turned everything inside. Nobody on the inside to help, and good blocking down.
All right, let's check in on the Little Egg Bowl for the first time tonight. Starkville up 35-21 at Oxford. Starkville has won 7 of the last 8 meetings in the series. Their first loss, as a matter of fact, coming last year, 42-35. Now, a quick note about that Oak Grove game. You remember, Oak Grove has had some close ones. They got their PAT, so it's 25-20. They've had some close games. They are battle-tested. Remember, they had that double overtime heartbreaking loss to Warren Central where they lost 42-41. And then a couple weeks ago, they beat Meridian 13-12. Were able to get a good stand at the end when Meridian was right at the doorstep of the end zone. So a close game is no stranger to the Oak Grove Warriors. Let's see, Brandon, they haven't played a close game in a while. Before, it was about 5 weeks ago when they beat Clinton 42-35. But anyway, enough about that. Here's Starkville and Oxford. Starkville playing for its season tonight, 1-3 in 6A Region 2. They need a win. Oxford, a win would be preferable as well because they're 2-2 in league play. Let's go check it out.
Quarter if you're Starkville, unless you score before that. They're down in 2. Looks like maybe a running play. Yep, going to give it to Willis, and he's going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to force a punt situation here.
Yeah, and that's just great defense there by the Chargers. It looks like Starkville's going to try and eat up as much clock as they possibly can, and Petty looks like he might even be staying on field. No, they're gonna send the punt team out. A great call there by Coach Jones to send the punt team out. Oxford kind of had some trouble fielding punts today. They had trouble with that last one, and Pulliam's a great punter. I'd love to see us pin him deep here, and it looks like we might have a chance to. So we're going to let this clock run as much as we can before we think about punting this ball. And I'd love to see Pulliam get a real good punt here, maybe inside of the 5. I know he's absolutely capable of doing this. Starkville runs on one player late.
Gonna snap it too high. Pulliam's gonna have to cover it at the 21. They rushed it because of the late player. They had to rush the snap. Snapped it as it was changing from 1 second to 0 seconds on the clock. I understand you can blame the snapper, but in all honesty, you have to rush that because you got people on the sideline not paying attention to what's going on. And now you've set up Oxford in a great situation to maybe get back in this game, get close here again. Minute 39 left in the third quarter. Exactly what you did not want. That's undisciplined football that we've been talking about you can't do against this well-coached Oxford team. So 1st and 10 from the 21 now, 21 yards from the end zone, and they're going to give it to the running back up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
That's a great job by our defense. I feel like if our special teams in that situation, we took a delay of game the last time we punted, or 2 times ago we punted, because we punted 3 times today. I feel like in that situation, Pulliam's got to have the discipline to maybe not call for that ball and just take the 5 yards because, things like that. It's not the first time we've snapped over his head this season.
All right, they're going to give to the running back again. Coming around the left side, he's got a crease. He breaks a tackle. He's getting down near the 10-yard line. That'll be right at the sticks. We'll have to see what the spot's going to give him. Going to give him the first down right outside the 10. We got an Oxford player.
All right, while they tend to the injured player at Starkville and Oxford, we'll check in on Prep and Hartfield. Prep up 28-13. The visiting Patriots have the ball. It's 4th and 3, and it looks like they're going for it to pretty much put this game to bed.
Minutes and 30 seconds.
Thompson and his offensive line don't really seem to be in any rush to get set for the play. And that clock will hit 0. The play clock will. So that will be a delay of game. And the traveling Jackson Prep.
All right, we're going to go to Park Lane and MRA now. They are out of halftime, about 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Park Lane has the ball, down 31-14. Maybe they're not down 31-14 anymore. No, they are not. It is now 31-20 after the touchdown run for Park Lane Academy. So they're hanging around with MRA. A big touchdown there makes this an 11-point game as the Madison Ridgeland Academy Patriots 8-2 on the year. They're 3-0 in the league. And they've been putting up points. 35 points last week, 42 the week before. They beat Prep 26-14. And hey, they've got Hartfield next week. And Hartfield, we'll get back to them in just a minute. Things not looking so good for them right now late in that game. But Park Lane hanging around. And they haven't been able to do that lately. They've lost the last 4 in this year's by an average of 33 points per contest. So 31-21 there. Let's go back to Oxford now. 35-21 Starkville, but Oxford is going to take a timeout. No, the third quarter is over. Okay. So the third quarter is over at Oxford. Let's go back to Brandon and Oak Grove. Brandon has the football down 25-20. Got to get a score here. 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
First down, Bulldogs with their 11th first down. Varnes, fade route, far side, looking for Lester Miller. That ball is up, and we got a pass interference call. Let's go down to Chris. Chris, a little jockey in there. Oak Grove couldn't get away with that one. And we'll come back to Chris. We've had some of those problems tonight technically as well.
Yeah, fade route to the far sideline. Again, just one-on-one, Lester Miller, P.J. Woodland. This time Woodland, just a hand fight, but Woodland managed to hold just a little bit, hold before, Lester was trying to get some separation, and Woodland had that inside hand on to that jersey. So Oak Grove's going to get the pass interference call. Brandon's going to get first down right around the Oak Grove 40-yard line.
Penalty brought to you by Bank Plus. Clinton on top of Grenada in a slugfest 12-6 tonight. Barnes gives the ball Blunt, and he is hit this time. Nowhere to go for Nate Blunt.
Oak Grove defended that one well before they could get to the line of scrimmage. Safety and linebacker for the Oak Grove Warrior defense. Got there right at the line of scrimmage.
Clock hits 6:33 in the ball game.
Nate's going to, yeah, I mean, it's still playing. Nate's going to check out. Quincy's going to check in the ball game.
25-20, Oak Grove on top. Bulldogs moving around.
All right, so the fourth quarter underway. Starkville and Oxford. Oxford with the ball down 35-21. Got this field position after a snap went over the Starkville punter's head. 11 minutes now, 11:50 as Starkville gets a stop there. So Oxford is going to have to try it again on second down. Let's go live to Oxford.
Now, third down. 3rd and 6. Ball sits on the 7. Got to get to the 1 for the first down. I would suspect you're in 4-down territory here if you're Oxford with 11:30 and running in the left in the game, down 2 scores. With the way Starkville's offense has been running, I don't think you can afford to give it back to them and take that chance. But there's a snap. Going to give it to the running back. No, going to pull it out. Run, scamper to the right. Going to avoid a tackler. Throw it to the end zone. And touchdown, Oxford. Never saw a signal, but touchdown. The call is touchdown. Man, we had a guy back there. He was able to get past Jamar McCarter and make a play, throwing the ball for the score. That's going to make it 35-27. And this PAT, if they make it, will make it a 7-point game. Late in this game, Starkville's got to answer that again. They need to come back and answer this touchdown with one of their own here. The snap back is good. The hold's down. The kick's up. And it is good. So it's 30.
So let's go to Brandon and Oak Grove. Brandon down 5. It's 4th and 11, and they're going for it. Let's see if they can convert. That throw was just a dying quail, and now Oak Grove has an interception. That is a big stop for the Oak Grove defense. Now they're going to get a chance to run some time off this clock. Oh, there's a flag on the play. We might have a rough in the quarter. We might have a rough in the passer here. Let's see what they have to say. I don't know. The Brandon offense doesn't look too thrilled about the call that's coming because they're walking off the field. Going to get them for a hold. All right, so the interception will stand for Oak Grove. Remember that Oxford team, now down 35-28. They had that game-winning field goal by William Wilkinson last week to beat Clinton, 24-22. Let's hop back now to Prep and Hartfield. Hartfield has the ball. Minute 17 to go, down 28-13.
A good performance against MRA next week, which is not really how you want the season to wrap up.
Yep.
Maxwell looking to the right to across the middle, going through all his reads. He does have an open Braylon Womack who catches the ball and gets out of bounds, so that will stop the clock. Just 9 seconds ran off that play.
Good job by Tripp right there, not taking off to run, finding his receiver and getting the ball down the field for a good chunk play. I mean, Prep's gonna let that stuff underneath happen, and they'll get tighter here as we get a little closer to the end zone. But the clock is not our friend right now. Lots of whistles.
Lots of whistles. We're trying to see what exactly is happening here. Looks like just a couple of equipment issues. Officials are looking at maybe a face mask, number 42 for Jackson Prep. Something's not quite right there.
Some snack back on there.
Which is all good. Gives all the players a little bit of time to have a breather as well. This has been a high, fast-paced, high-intensity game so far tonight. Tripp Maxwell once again with an empty backfield, of course. Looking off to the left. He rolls out to the left. He slings it up into the corner to Blake Condon in the end zone, and Blake Condon with the touchdown in a clutch situation.
Great job by Tripp right here, moving away from that pressure.
Wow.
And getting it over the defender's head and right there to Blake.
What a play. Blake Condon, he had excelled in the outside wide receiver spot last season for the Hawks, moving more into the slot this year. Hadn't always been the smoothest transition, but as the season has gone on, he is finding his footing more and more. And he comes up with a massive touchdown, as now the Hawks will try to line up for a 2-point conversion, make this just a 1 touchdown, an extra point game here late. Still with 1 minute and 1 second left on the clock.
Kind of want to run down there and tell Connor Mullins put that tee up and do what Greenville Christian did last week. Just kick it off the turf.
Just kick it off the turf.
Go. Hawks need this 2-point conversion.
Clutch situation. Maxwell and Jaslowski with 3 receivers to the right side. Maxwell's going to roll out to the left. A lot of pressure coming. He slings it. That ball is batted to the ground, and the Hawks will have a 9-point deficit with only a minute to go. So now it would take multiple scores. Remains a 2-possession.
Okay, so the 2-point conversion, no good for Hartfield. They're down 28-19. They're going to need a miracle of miracles to come back in this game. An onside kick coming. We'll show it to you in just a second. Here's MRA and Park Lane. MRA with the ball. It's 31-21. Nice pass completion there on a 3rd and long. Now it's 4th and 2. The Patriots going for it, up 10.
The quarterback. They give it to Simpson running straight ahead. He bounced it out left, and I think he got there. Second effort for Charles Simpson. Park Lane's defensive line really walled it up well. Simpson ran right up into it, bounced off of it, went a little bit to the left, got down to the 21-yard line, and it is another uptown first down for the MRA Patriots. I tell you, that 16-yard grab by Rivers on 3rd down was really important.
I'm going to tell you, not only was it a great catch, you know, sometimes I don't think people realize just how strong John White's arm is. How far he can throw the deep out route with velocity is impressive.
Twins to the left. They give it to Simpson running straight ahead. Simpson's inside.
And here's the onside kick attempt real quick. You missed the ball dribbling, but the end result is Jackson Prep gets it. So Jackson Prep, unless something just unfathomable happens, is going to win this game. It's 28-19. Let's hop back to MRA and Park Lane, 31-21. MRA, a good drive going here for the Patriots. Maybe they're going to try and put this game out of reach so they can get in the end zone here.
Side, Charles Simpson, the running back, to the right shoulder of White. White takes a snap, throws it quickly to Godwin. Godwin's got the grab. It's an uptown first down. He's tackled at the 9-yard line, inbounds. The clock is at rest momentarily with 6:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. Now the clock is put back into motion. MRA has that 10-point lead. Jackson Prep has a 28-19 lead over Hartfield. And Jackson Academy trails PCS 10-13. White takes a snap. He drops back. He's looking. He rolls around. He's going to be sacked all the way back at the 23-yard line. Park Lane's number 81, the young man who's not on the roster, came off of that defensive edge and got White. White tried to spin around and make him go the other way, but he got caught on his way to spinning around, running backwards, and he's back to the 23-yard line. 2nd and goal at the 23. So a loss of about 14 on the play. That's going to send Matthew Latham in on offense now as the H-back. Charles Simpson and Matthew Latham in the backfield, H-back running back. Ben Horner and Gunnar Swanson, the twin receivers to the left. Rivers Godwin, the lone receiver to the right. Latham lines up to the right now. White takes a snap, steps up, throws it over the middle. He has Gunnar Swanson in the end zone. That's an Alliant Construction touchdown. Build with us. Gunnar Swanson on the post route. White stood in the pocket as long as he could. He was about to get hit, but he delivered a great ball, and the Patriots go up 37-21.
Yeah, good job by Ben Horner clearing out the safety, making him take the underneath route that opened up Gunner on the outside and get over the top of the safety right there, and John White hit him.
Well, how about that laser beam of a touchdown by John White, the MRA quarterback, 3-star recruit in 2024, right now committed to Southern Miss. 2,203 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, and 2 INTs going into this one. The PAT good there, so it is 38-21. I wasn't sure about the PAT. I kind of like jumped the gun. Anyway, so we're at Gulfport and D'Iberville. Gulfport up 33-14, undefeated in region play. And, a little trickeration. And I like how this one is developing. The quarterback throwing a block. That's a nice play and a good tackle downfield at the 22-yard line. So let's hang here for a second. We'll hang here for a second. Oak Grove, however, just had a fumbled snap. They got it back. 2nd and 16 is going to bring up a 3rd and even longer. There's 3 minutes to go in that one. Yeah, let's go over there. Let's show this 3rd down play upcoming. It's going to be a big 3rd down. They just say 3rd and long. We're not going to count. We're just throwing up 3rd and long. Up 25-20. So Brandon's defense has a great opportunity here to get the defense off the field, get the offense back out there, and try and get a touchdown drive to win the game.
And a long way to go. Ball sits at the 28-yard line. First down at the Brandon 45.
And knowing that Oak Grove's got to throw the football, Brandon's going to make a little bit of adjustment here on defense. He's going to bring Lester Miller as a 5th defensive back in the game. Gage Jenks is going to check out of the ball game. Eric Green as well.
Watch Gray on the far side on some sort of a screen play here. Maddox just going to take off with it, and the Bulldogs are going to call a quick.
All right, so Brandon gets the stop. They're going to get a chance to win the game on their next drive. Here's Starkville trying to give them a little breathing room, up 35-28 in the Little Egg Bowl, 7 minutes and counting in the fourth quarter.
One, maybe two. So it's going to be second and goal now inside the 5 at about the 3. Second and goal from the 3 now. Clock's ticking down, 7 minutes remaining and counting. Yellow Jackets lead 35-28. A touchdown here would be crucial and putting even more pressure on Oxford. They're melting that play clock, getting the play call from Coach Jones. Same formation, 3 to the short side. Willis is to the right of Petty. There's a snap, going to give it to Petty up the middle. Oh, Petty going to keep it and go around the right end, and a touchdown. His third rushing touchdown of the day, and Starkville extends the lead to 41-28. And the PAT will come. If Braden Green can put it in, it'll be a 14-point game. And that's going to be tough for Oxford to overcome with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. A nice drive there by Starkville to keep the lead to 2 point. The 2-possession lead here really answered Oxford's play drive very well. Snap's good, holds down, kicks up. And it's off the right upright. No good. The timing looked like the timing was off for some reason. I'm not sure. But
all right, so Gulfport is on the 1-yard line of D'Iberville, up 33-14. The game pretty much in hand, but a touchdown here would pretty much put this one to bed. Let's go here, second and goal.
Brown in, and it looks like Toot in. They're going to go with the old wishbone to Lewis, and Lewis is going to get his first touchdown. So the 2.
All right, so Gulfport gets a touchdown there to make it 39-14. Now it's Brandon's turn. The Bulldogs got a minute 40 and some change to get down the field and score a touchdown. They're down 25-20 to Oak Grove.
Bulldogs with a couple timeouts here left. Barnes resets. Going to give it to Blunt, and Blunt's going to power forward, and he is pulled down. A pickup of 2 on the play, down to 1:21 to go. We're right at the 49-yard line, so third down and about 5. Bulldogs got to get on the move here. 1:13 to go in the ballgame. Down 25-20. Barnes gives it to Blunt. Blunt straight ahead, and he's going to be right at the first down marker. That'll be a first down for the Bulldogs. That's going to be their 12th first down of the night. Clock will stop. They'll reset, move the chains. In Oak Grove territory. Blunt. And he's going to power forward down to the 41-yard line, but they're going to have to pick up a big chunk here. 49 seconds.
And got to get urgency to the line of scrimmage. And just you look down for a second. That was Quincy Phillips that checked in the ball game for Nate Blunt, and Quincy was on the carry.
40 seconds left in the ball game. Down to the 41-yard line. Barnes drops to throw. Pressure coming. Throws, looking for. Caught! Lester Miller down to the 21-yard line on the out route pattern, the deep out pattern. That's 30 seconds to go. They're down to the 21-yard line. Bulldogs on the move. They're going to reset it at the 23. 25-20 Oak Grove on top. Bulldogs down by 5 on the move. 30 seconds to go. 2-by-2 set. Far set for Barnes. Quincy Phillips in the backfield. Miller in motion. Barnes drops to throw, throws, and that is caught by Coe down inside the 10-yard line. Down to the 8. We got 23 seconds to go. Bulldogs trying to come back and win a classic down here in the Pine Belt. Timeout on the field. Oak Grove says, let's pump the brakes just a little bit. 17 seconds to go in the ball game. 25-20 Oak Grove on top. Don't go anywhere. Back in 30 seconds.
All right, so quick timeout, and Brandon and Oak Grove will go back when that timeout is over. Meanwhile, Oxford down 41-28, 5:30 to go on that one. Let's see what the Chargers can do, down 13 points.
This drive, and this is really do or die here if you're the Chargers. You know, you're not really worried about the clock at this point. You're just worried about picking up this first down, and the Ruckus Starkville High sideline is getting hype here.
There's a snap back. Howard looking to his left, steps up in the pocket. Got to be wrapped up. Oh, can he get it? No, not going to get loose. The sack. That's big. Eric Thomas again. This guy's all over the place tonight. He's had his best game of the year.
All right, so let's go back to Brandon and Oak Grove. Brandon out of the timeout, down 25-20. First and goal for the Bulldogs. Let's see if Oak Grove can get a stop or if the Bulldogs can get a game-winning touchdown.
Number 1, Brandon, Oak Grove. Brandon trying to come back in a game that has just had everything. First and goal for the Bulldogs at the far hash. Miller in the motion. Going to give it to Blunt. Blunt off the right side, and it's a pickup of 2. We're down to 12 seconds, and they call a timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Bulldogs with 1 timeout left. Purvey, what do you do here?
Oh, boy, I tell you what,
All right, we're going to go to Starkville and Oxford real quick. Starkville up 41-28. Oxford just turned it over on downs. So Starkville not dead yet, it appears, in 6A Region 2. 1-3 right now. Possibly, and I've jumped the gun a couple times this year. You'd think I'd learned my lesson, but right now it's looking good. Trying to get to 2-3 against Oxford, and if Oxford were to lose this game, the Chargers would fall to 2-3 in 6A Region 2 as well. So Brandon's back after their timeout. Let's go there. It's 25-20, second and goal.
Line. Bulldogs going right to left. 3 receivers to the near side. Miller to the far side by himself. That's the tight side of the field, the boundary.
And it looks like O'Borum is on coverage on Miller one-on-one to the right side. So a different defensive back on Lester Miller right now.
Bulldogs have 21 seconds to snap. Barnes sets the line. Drops to throw. Going to throw for Lester Miller. That ball is picked off. Picked off, and Oak Grove is going to hold on for a win. And we got a little bit of fisticuffs going on here. They're going to break it up real quickly, but Landon was looking for Lester Miller, and it was picked off.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what happened there. Just not a good, Lester ran that fade route, and what Lester didn't do, he didn't kind of cut off his route soon enough, and it made it an easier situation for Borum to make that pickoff. Landon threw it short instead of throwing it just a little bit extended, and pretty much, Oak Grove's going to intercept the pass to win the ball game. This is going to go against Brandon more than likely, against Kendrick Anderson. A little bit post-play activity there between him and the tackle there, but yeah, just a big miscommunication between Landon and Lester. They got the matchup they wanted. Wasn't Woodland this time, it was a Borum, and 9 times out of 10, Lester makes that play, makes that reception. But what happened is Lester didn't get any separation between him and a Borum. A Borum positioned himself between him and the ball.
All right, so it looks like Oak Grove gets the interception in the end zone to clinch the game, 25-20. The number 1 team in the state is going down tonight. The Brandon Bulldogs are going to fall to 7-1 and 4-1 in 6A Region 3. Oak Grove, meanwhile, is going to improve to 4-1. They're going to have the tiebreak over Brandon. So Oak Grove is your top team in 6A Region 3 after that win. We're going to hang out now with MRA and Parkland. MRA just getting an interception. They're up 38-21 with 51 seconds to go in the third quarter.
John White to add to the passing stats. 38-21, a 17-point lead, 51 seconds left in the quarter. Rivers Godwin makes the grab out at the 10-yard line on the left side of the formation. It's going to be a gain of about 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
Coach Haley, we really...
All right, on to Starkville and Oxford. Starkville, remember, has that 13-point lead over the Chargers in the little Egg Bowl. That was a 1st and 10 play. 3.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter there. We'll hang out here for a little while.
Time out of the half, they'll have 1 more left, 3:34 remaining. Like I said, we pick up that first down. You don't have to have any pressure of going for it here. Like I said, it's a 13-point game, so a field goal on this drive basically puts it out of 2-possession field range. It'll make it a 16-point game, so you'd have to go touchdown, 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that's not likely.
That's tough to do, especially with this Oxford.
All right, so while we wait on that timeout, we're going to go to Gulfport and D'Iberville. It is 40-21 Gulfport. Remember, the Admirals of Gulfport, 4-0 in region play. Ocean Springs, the other 4-0 team down in 6A Region 4, Ocean Springs, winning big tonight. So Gulfport and Ocean Springs are going to meet next week for the 6A Region 4 title. Well, this is assuming Gulfport holds on to win. Right now it's looking likely. They're up 19. So as they get this place set up, they are on their own territory. Let's go back to Starkville and Oxford. Starkville at the Oxford 16. Trey Petty throwing on 2nd and 6, and he throws that one out of bounds to bring up 3rd down. We'll hang out here.
Not a fan of that play call right there. You continue to run the ball and
I don't mind the throw, but you got to have a high, almost a for sure completion type play. And here comes Willis back on the field in 3rd and about 6.
Yeah, and I thought Burnside was wide open over there, but it's over by the sideline, and Petty's, he's not limping as much anymore, but he's still, walking kind of gingerly. I'm not sure about that play. I think we just got to continue to hand the ball off, and now it sets up a kind of big 3rd down here for the Jackets.
All right, going to send Jenkins in motion, going to fake the jet sweep. Petty going to run it right up the middle, inside the 15, down there the 13-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, and Oxford going to take their last time out with 3 minutes and 22 seconds. So with that incomplete pass, now, you give them you go from.
All right, timeout there. Let's go to Gulfport and D'Iberville. Again, Gulfport up 40-21.
And this is good training as well, getting Nico some reps at quarterback. You talked about really talented and just physically talented as well. He's going to keep it.
Little option to Brown.
Nothing
Great penetration by D'Iberville. And he's going to drive them for a big loss of about 7. So really good play there from D'Iberville. A whole host of D'Iberville Warriors, including Pennington, Gowdy, and Marcus Washington, who really had to step in quick in the first quarter and put some kind of pressure on Nico Williams, or it was going to be a long night for D'Iberville guarding Nico down here when he was at the receiver position. He just really hard to match up with. So we're going to leave 2 running backs in the backfield with him, 2nd and 17.
All right, out of timeout at Starkville and Oxford. Starkville, 4th and 3. Trey Petty keeping the ball. He throws it. That's a completion to Jalen York. And he is down inside the 5, so that's a 1st down. Jalen York has an USM offer, 29 catches, 485 yards, 4 touchdowns going into tonight. Trey Petty, 3-star QB with offers from State and Southern Miss. Over 1,300 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, and 4 picks going into this season. His 4 picks coming in 2 games, 2 against Louisville and 2 in a loss to Madison Central. Injured player there, so let's go back to Gulfport and D'Iberville, 40-21.
Trying to challenge our receivers, and I think that's a dangerous move for them. Nico back to throw now, got time, got a man, bam.
Just
thought he was going to be hit early, but just couldn't get it to him. He was trying to get that one to, is that Ashton Neely?
Yeah, Ashton Neely was the intended receiver and just threw it a little ahead of him.
Yeah, you can see his arm, though. He's got a cannon.
Came out easy and with a lot of zip.
Yes, he's got a cannon. Palazzo checking in as the punter. Don't be surprised to see him just wing it out there to Crosby and let him get the 1st down. I don't know. Crosby will be his safety guy. Snap, low, scoop.
All right, while we get a little break right now, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live, brought to you by Liquid Creative. All right, welcome back to Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live, brought to you by Liquid Creative. Starkville, second and goal. Trey Petty running all over the field. That was a lot of running for a 2-year touchdown, but it is a score nonetheless, we think. No one really seems – is that a flag on the field? There is a yellow flag on the field. So let's listen in on them as they get that straightened out.
Claiborne kind of fell down to the ground and took his defender down with him. I think there's going to be a holding call. It's going to back it up, which honestly isn't terrible for the Jackets. Allowed you to burn some more clock, and you're still up there close. I was just about to say, at what point if you're Oxford?
Okay, so looks like Starkville is going backwards. MRA is moving forwards down the field, up 38-21, trying to get another score against Park Lane. There's 10:02 left in the fourth quarter.
Play clock, plenty of time. He has twins to both sides, facing 2nd and 10. Pitches it to Kason Mackey going to the right. Mackey's going to be wrapped up and taken down for no gain. Nice tackle for.
All right, back to Starkville and Oxford. Second and goal from the 10-yard line.
Left, Petty going to throw it out over to the right corner. York leaps up and a touchdown. What a play, what a throw, threw it over the DB. York jumped up, made the catch, and he comes up limping.
All right, so back to MRA and Park Lane. We were just talking about Trey Petty and Jalen York and that connection. That was a beautiful catch by Jalen York. So Starkville up 47-28. They are going to beat Oxford once again. That is going to be 8 of the last 9 for Starkville over Oxford in the Little Egg Bowl. I don't know if there's a streak like that in the Big Egg Bowl. I don't know the last time anybody's won like 2 or 3 games in a row in that series, to be perfectly honest off the top of my head. Anyway, so here's MRA against Park Lane, up 38-21, trying to pad their lead in the fourth quarter.
White takes the snap, drops back, blitz coming. He throws it over the middle, and it's overthrown. It was intended for MRA's number 28, Case Thomas. White had a good idea, but good coverage for Park Lane there by 16, Brewer Caruth. The pass is incomplete. Park Lane's going to take over on downs. 1st and 10. They have 9 minutes and 26 seconds with which to work. They trail by 17, and they have the ball at their own 22-yard line. 1st and 10, Park Lane. Marion Jefferson and the rest of the Park Lane offense will be coming out onto the field. Presbyterian has the football, 4th and goal.
All right, so while we got a chance, let's thank another one of our sponsors. That would be the Rogue in Jackson. The Rogue is the official men's store of Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live, located at 4450 I-55 North Frontage Road in Jackson. The Rogue is your go-to destination for fine men's clothing. They also have a wide variety of college apparel for Ole Miss, State, Southern Miss, LSU, and Bama fans. Please visit the Rogue in Jackson. And like we mentioned a little bit ago, as I'm sure most of you know, Ole Miss, State, LSU, and Alabama all have got big games against each other. Ole Miss taking on LSU, and then State and Bama tomorrow. So go get your college gear at the Rogue in Jackson. Let's hop back into the action. Park Lane just got a turnover on downs of MRA, and now they've got the ball back, down 38-21 in the fourth quarter.
Lawn and landscape negative play as he loses a yard. The MRA Patriots have the 17-point lead, 9:06, 9:05, 9:04 to play in the Elite Physical Therapy fourth quarter. Putfart tried to run to the left, and the Patriot defense did a great job of filling what they had to fill and make the tackle.
Still have a lot of our starters out there.
Running back to each side. Jefferson doesn't hand it off. He's trying to run to the left. He's got some room, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Coach Davis undoubtedly wants to make sure that we don't give up anything, I'm sure, cheap right here to give them an opportunity, especially with their kicking game. They've shown that they'll onside kick it several times tonight.
8:44 to play here in the game. Clock at rest as Jefferson went out of bounds. It is 3rd down, 3rd and 5. The ball's on the 40. They have to get to the 45-yard line. MRA with that 17-point advantage. Jefferson has an empty set, trips wide to the right, twin short to the left. He drops back. He throws it over the right side, and that ball was just off the hands of number 12, Blaine Reeves. If Reeves makes that catch, he has a good bit of room to run down the middle of the field, but he doesn't make the catch, it's going to be 4th and 5.
I'm telling you, I'm really impressed with this quarterback. Like I said, I'm not sure why they weren't throwing the ball as much in the first half. Probably glad that they haven't. He's done a really good job of throwing it. Receivers just made some drops. Big stop right here for the defense, though. Hopefully we can make a stop right here and run this clock out and bring this game to a victory for the Patriots.
So Jackson Academy scored a touchdown on 1st down, but there was a penalty, so they're going to have to Jefferson throws it over the middle. It was intended for Reeves again, but it's incomplete. I'm sorry, Jackson Academy scored the touchdown. They have to go kick the PAT. I don't really understand this. But they do go they kick the PAT. It's good, and they're going to win 20-16. MRA has gotten a turnover on downs there as Park Lane was unable to convert on 4th down. They have the football 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line with 8:34 to play in the game. Patriots have the football at the Park Lane Academy.
All right, let's go to Starkville and Oxford as the Yellow Jackets are taking some knees to end this game. A humongous win for the Yellow Jackets. Remember, they were 1-3 in the league. They lost 41-21 at Madison Central. Head coach Chris Jones said after that game, Madison Central just beat our butts. We've got a lot of getting better to do. And then if they went and played Clinton and then lost to Clinton 35-28. Jones said we've got to play better. Then they lost to Tupelo. Now Tupelo's tough. Tupelo is a really good football team. They're 2nd in the state in my opinion. They'll be number 1 after tonight. They're playing Murrah. So they lost at Murrah, or they lost at Tupelo 24-17. So they're looking at 0-3 in the face. Their season potentially could be over with. But they get a win last week at Murrah, now a win tonight. So we're back at MRA and Park Lane. MRA got a turnover downs of Park Lane. Let's see what MRA can do now midway through the 4th quarter.
Yes, it pops it out to the right side, gets down near the 25-yard line. It's an uptown 1st down as he's brought down at the 27-yard line. Clock under 8 now, 7:48 to play. It should go back into motion soon. It does. 7:47, 7:46, 7:45. 1st and 10. It's an uptown 1st down for the Patriots. John White has Kason Mackey to his left shoulder now. Takes the snap, throws it quickly to the outside receiver, and Rivers Godwin. Godwin was wrapped up, but he kept those feet driving. He got a little bit more yardage than you would expect. He gets it inside the 20, so the ball's down to the 18-yard line.
All right, we're going to go down to Ocean Springs and St. Martin real quick. Ocean Springs up 43-16. This game well in hand for the visiting Greyhounds, who are undefeated in 6A Region 4. Gulfport beat D'Iberville tonight 40-21. So Gulfport is also remaining undefeated in region play at 5-0. Gulfport will go to Ocean Springs next week to play for a 6A Region 4 title. Let's listen in for just a little bit as Ocean Springs tries to put this game away from St. Martin.
Thrown back. So Odie had run the ball 4 or 5 plays in a row, and so I'm sure he needs a bit of a breather. So Watson runs and doesn't really pick up anything there. He had an 11-yard run earlier in the game and had a fumble on that first.
All right, let's go back to MRA and Park Lane. MRA running a play now. It's 3rd and 3. That looks like it is enough for a 1st down for the Patriots. Back to Ocean Springs and St. Martin we go as Ocean Springs is ready to run a play up 43-16.
All right, so Hubbard will hand it off again to Watson. Charges hard. He falls forward very close to the 1st down. Great 2nd and 3rd effort there from the young Watson.
All right, we're bouncing back and forth as Ocean Springs and MRA are trying to put their respective games away. MRA at the Park Lane 14-yard line. Been a good night offensively for the home team Patriots, now down to the 5-yard line after that running play. Now let's go back to Ocean Springs and St. Martin. Ocean Springs looks like they're at the St. Martin 10, now at the 7 after that handoff up the middle. Let's go hang out with MRA again and Park Lane.
The Charles he's really been fun to watch this year, and I feel like he's really taken another step in his game from last year and even as a junior high football player.
White has twins to the left. He has an H-back and a running back to the left as well. Give it to Simpson running straight ahead. He's unable to break the tackle of 3 different Park Lane defenders that time. Does not get the first down, and it's going to be 3rd and very short. Simpson comes out of the game in place of Kason Mackey. 3rd and 2. The clock continues to roll. 5:02, 5:01, 5 minutes to play in the Elite Physical Therapy 4th quarter. Bunch set to the left for the MRA Patriots. There's an H-back. There's a man on the line, Jake McMillan, and then there's Gunnar Swanson just to the outside. White takes a snap. Gives it to Mackey running straight ahead. Mackey gets to the 5-yard line, but he's still going to be just short of the first down.
All right, back to Ocean Springs. They are trying to get another touchdown, and they will be successful. No, down at the 1. Down at the 1 are the Greyhounds. Let's go back to MRA as the Patriots get set for a 4th and 1 play of their own. There's no kicker on the field. They are going for it, up 17.
H-back to each side. Now White moves Latham to the right side, so 2 H-backs. They give it to Mackey running off the right side. Nice spin move for Mackey, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Kason Mackey with a really nice spin move.
All right, go back. Now back to Ocean Springs. How about a couple short yardage touchdown runs for both Ocean Springs and MRA. I love the touchdown, but I can't wait for Ocean Springs, the touchdown graphic, but I can't wait for Ocean Springs and the fireworks next week. That is what I'm most excited about. So we got these final 2 games we're watching. Look like they're well in hand for both teams. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up the show. All right, welcome back to Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live, brought to you by Liquid Creative. If you're looking for a partner to help with marketing, Liquid Creative is the perfect matchup. They will work with you to focus on your company's goals and deliver consistent brand messaging that makes a splash. Liquid-creative.com, liquid-creative.com. All right, let's take a rundown of the scores from the games that we saw tonight before we put a bow on the show and say good night. Oak Grove giving Brandon its first loss of the year, 25-20. Madison Central takes down Germantown 35-6. So MC improves to 3-2 in the league, while Germantown falls to 3-2 in 6A Region 2. Speaking of 6A Region 2, Starkville beating Oxford 47-28. Starkville and Madison Central face each other next week. You got Ocean Springs defeating St. Martin right now 49-16 in the 4th quarter. South Panola in 6A Region 4 beat DeSoto Central 35-0. So South Panola has a firm grip on 2nd place right now in 6A Region 4. Gulfport beating 6A Region 1, Gulfport beating DeIberville 42-21. So Gulfport and Ocean Springs meeting at Ocean Springs next week for the 6A Region 4 title. Then in the MAIS, Jackson Prep beat Hartfield 28-19. And MRA is beating Park Lane 45-21 in the 4th quarter. Hartfield and MRA will play next week. So that concludes another episode of Mississippi Scoreboard Friday Night Live, brought to you by Liquid Creative. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Hartfield Academy for hosting us tonight. And we will see you next week. Have a great night.